Oh shoot. Today we're gonna be putting steel not. I mean not awesome. No, I'm not know what the deer flows now. What the heck is this? It's showing.
This soldier came back home from the army, and to surprise his family, who had no idea he was back. He surprised his sister, who immediately started crying.
What the heck is
Then he went to
this?
see his stepdad, who was beaming with pride, and finally, he surprised his mom, who was overjoyed to have her son back home. When this soldier came back, when they rescued this little kid, they introduced her to their dog, even though he had lived with other cats, for it was his first time meeting her. He wasn't sure how to approach her, so he kept his distance and gently tried to touch her after some time getting used to each other. She walked up to him, and they became best friends. Now he just has to wait for her to grow up so they can cuddle and play together. When they rescued this little kitten, these two rescued citizens were taking care of the to recover, and when it was time to release them back into the ocean, one ran straight into the water, but the other was a little scared and tried to go back into the cave. The one who had gone into the water wouldn't go any farther and waited patiently, and finally the other gathered the courage and ran into the ocean. Together they swam off side by side. These two rescued sea lions. This teacher gave the students a test where they had to write a letter to a loved one who had passed away, and many of them
Come on, buddy.
even the boys tried to hold back their emotions. The assignment was meant to help them express their feelings and appreciate their loved ones while they are still alive, saying the words they had always wished to say.
I'm gonna take it that can't kill. I can't commit suicide to my pets.
This man handed his newborn baby to his dad, telling him he was now a grandpa. As the grandpa sat on the sofa, he gently touched the baby's nose. It was a truly special moment because back in 1995, when his own son was born, he had done the exact same thing. This man handed his newborn baby to his dad, telling him he was now a grandpa. As the grandpa sat on the sofa, he gently touched the baby's nose. It was a truly special moment because back in 1995, when his own son was born, he had done the exact same thing. This man handed his newborn baby. When this mom was diagnosed with cancer, her son asked if he could be the one to shave her head, and on that day, her family gathered around to support her. But what she didn't expect was that they would all shave her head
Buddy.
too, proving her she wasn't alone in the fight. When this mom was diagnosed, when this mom gave birth, she spent 5 days in the hospital.
I'm gonna try to tame this wolf.
But thankfully, she survived. This was the moment she finally felt the weight of her time, with her husband beside her, both overwhelmed with relief and gratitude that they were okay. When this mom gave birth, she spent 5 days. This grandpa gave all his grandkids the same Christmas gifts. First, he handed them each a pair of paws, and you could see how excited they were. Then he gave them another present, a little pendant with a silly photo of
Oh my gosh! Oh, I tamed
Their
it!
crocs and gathered around to admire the
Oh,
coolest
frick.
gift ever. This grandpa
Come on,
gave
buddy.
all his grandkids the same Christmas gift. First, he handed them each a pair of crocs, and you could see how excited they were. Then he gave them
Buddy.
this grandpa gave his teacher a special time machine and when he walked through it he came out on the other side when high school seniors showed the journey of how children grow from their very first day of school all the way to graduation. This teacher built a special time machine for her kindergarten class, and when she walked through it as a little kid, she came out on the other side with high school seniors, showing the journey of how children grow from their very first day of school all the way to
Oh, frick. Hey, buddy.
Little boy was sitting alone at the school event because his mom couldn't make it, but his aunt didn't want him to feel left out. She surprised him by showing up, and the moment he saw him, his face lit up with joy, so happy to have someone there to watch the event. This little boy was sitting alone at the school event because his mom couldn't make it, but his aunt didn't want him to feel left out. She surprised him by showing up, and the moment he saw him, this little girl had trouble seeing, so her parents got her her very first pair of glasses, and when she saw through them for the first time, she was amazed. Immediately ran to look at her baby sibling and looked at everything around the house, so excited to see everything clearly for the first time. This little girl had trouble seeing, so her parents got her her very wondering out here. Well, after being apart for 5 long months, this golden retriever was finally reunited with his owner. He immediately sprinted toward him and grabbed his hat as if telling him never to leave again. After being apart, the policeman paid fetch on the dog, for his 2 dogs, one far from the other, and 1 near from the older, who was always so proud because she got the ball faster than her younger brother. When this man plays fetch with his dogs, he throws 2 balls, one far from the other, and 1 near to the older one, who was always so proud thinking she
Come on,
got the
buddy.
ball faster than her younger brother. When this man plays fetch with his dogs, he throws 2 balls, one far from the other, and 1 near to the older one, who was always so proud thinking she got the ball faster than her younger brother. When this man these boys finally saw their dad coming home from a business trip. They immediately started running to him. Even with a cast on, the little boy ran as fast as he could, so happy to see his dad again. When these boys finally saw their dad coming home from a business trip, they immediately started running to him. Even with a cast on, the little boy ran as fast as he could, so happy to see his dad again. When these boys finally saw their dad coming home from a business trip, they immediately started running to him. Even with a cast on, the little boy when these kids have to go in for surgery, their doctor walks with them and does little dances together to keep their minds on the procedure. You can see how happy and relaxed this makes them, turning one of these experiences into a comforting experience. When these kids have to go in for surgery, their doctor walks with them and does little dances together to keep their minds on the procedure. And you can see how happy and relaxed this makes them. This soldier's reaction to seeing his twin sister after 10 weeks was truly wholesome. During tap-out, soldiers must stay still until a family member touches them, and the 2 twins stop smiling at each other. The moment she reached out and touched him, he wrapped her in a warmest hug. Girl was heartbroken when the doctors told her about the patient, but then a therapy dog walked into her hospital room to comfort her. She had just learned about the treatment she would need and was in tears, scared and unsure of what lay ahead. But the moment she touched her dog, she felt great and warm. reaction was priceless, jumping with pure excitement and joy, showing just how much she needed him. This girl flew across the country to surprise her boyfriend at his university, and when he saw her, his reaction was priceless, jumping with pure excitement and joy, showing just how much she needs him. This boy refused to take his fever medicine, no matter how many times the dog tried, but then his uncle with special needs asked if he could help. Sitting beside him and speaking gently, he encouraged the boy, who finally took the medicine, knowing he had someone who understood him in a way no one else could. This boy, this little boy's parents worried he might not make friends at his new school, but after the first day, he walked to the car holding hands with three girls, proving they had nothing to worry about. This little boy's parents worried he might not make friends at his new school, but after his first day, he walked to the car holding hands with three girls, proving they had nothing to worry about. This boy's parents was struggling. He was taken to the hospital, where doctors discovered he had Crohn's disease. This was also known when his dad returned from a momentous occasion, and how the boy felt emotionally dizzy and seeking his parents. This boy was struggling with severe stomach. How can you read terminal heart disease? This little boy always races the school bus on his scooter, taking a small head start while the driver slows down so he can win. And every time he crosses the finish line, he wears the biggest smile on his face, a sweet moment he looks forward to every single day. This little boy, this elderly man, set up a ramp to climb into the back of the car, knowing he was too old to jump in.
What the frick is that? A 7-year-old girl was diagnosed with brain cancer, but after going through many treatments and hospital visits, she finally got to celebrate her last day of chemo. And when she tried to ring the bell, she couldn't quite reach it, so her dad came over and lifted her up so she could ring the bell on her own. An incredible recovery by this little warrior. This 7-year-old girl was diagnosed with brain cancer, but after going through many treatments and hospital visits, she finally got to celebrate her last day of chemo. And when she tried to ring the bell, she couldn't quite reach it, so her dad came over and lifted her up so she could ring the bell on her own. An incredible recovery. This teacher asked their student, Hey, Ranger and Buddy, let's go.
students walked into class and noticed something unusual. Everyone, including the teacher, pressed their lips, which made him wonder what was happening. Then he discovered the reason. One student had brought his little sister to sleep, so the entire class chose to stay quiet just so she wouldn't wake up. This student walked into class and noticed something unusual. Everyone, including the teacher, had their fingers pressed to their lips, which made him wonder what was happening. Then he discovered the reason. One student had brought his little sister to class, and she had fallen asleep, so the This dog saw his dad dancing with their baby. He wanted to join in too, so he looked up at his mom and to dance with her, so happy to be part of the fun. When this dog saw his dad dancing with their baby, he wanted to join in too, so he looked up at his mom and jumped to dance with her, so happy to be part of the fun. This school has a fun tradition where students celebrate the last day by gathering together and tossing their papers through the hallways, creating a wild and exciting moment that everyone will always remember. This school has a fun tradition where students celebrate the last day by gathering together and tossing all their papers through the hallways, creating a wild and exciting moment that everyone will always remember. This school has a Congratulations, unforgettable by standing in the boy was battling cancer in the hospital when he set up his Nerf gun to surprise his doctor and nurse. As soon as they walked in, his doctor joined in right away, ducking behind the curtain and turning the hospital room into a playful battlefield, giving the boy a moment to forget about his illness and simply feel like a kid again. This boy was battling cancer in the hospital when he set up his Nerf gun to surprise his doctor and
No.
nurse. This pilot got the incredible opportunity to fly a plane for the very first time. As they boarded, they walked straight to him and gave him a heartfelt hug. Seeing this, the airline staff brought them a bouquet of flowers, and when the passengers realized they were his parents, the entire plane erupted in applause. His parents were beaming with pride, and his dad even had tears in his eyes. This pilot got the incredible opportunity to fly his parents for the very first time. This happened 2 years ago, and before he passed, they made a promise that he would send her hearts whenever he was near. Ever since, she's been finding them everywhere, in the trees, the wood, bringing her peace and knowing her dad is still with her in some way. This girl lost her dad 2 years ago, and before he passed, this baby refused to eat his veggies, so his mom came up with a clever idea. This baby refused. Code Blue was just called to his hospital, meaning a patient's heart had stopped. You can see these nurses rushing, but everything they have to get there as quickly as possible. Code Blue was just called to his hospital, meaning a patient's heart had stopped. You can see these nurses rushing, but everything they have to get there as quickly as possible. The Code Blue was just. This school has a heartwarming tradition where high school students come together to play with their rainbow parachute they remember from elementary school. Laughing and cheering, they relive cherished memories, feeling a bittersweet mix of joy and nostalgia as they say goodbye to their childhood, witnessing firsthand how much happiness this simple game has brought to generations of kids. This school has a heartfelt. This little boy lost his pet tortoise to a very rare disease, and when he handed it to his dad to bury, he couldn't hold back his tears, showing just how deeply he loved his friend. They laid it to rest in their garden so it could always stay close to him and be remembered every day. This little boy lost his family had just gotten a new puppy, and this was the first time their baby boy met him. Right away, you can see they're already best friends, with the mom saying they've been inseparable ever since and will get to grow up together. His family had just got. This man went to the sea to say his final goodbye to his best friend. He released the ashes into the water, the place where they had shared their happiest moments. Then he jumped in so they could swim together one last time. This man went to the sea to say his final goodbye to his best friend. He released the ashes into the water, the place where they had shared their happiest moments. This little boy couldn't open the car door on his own because of a rare genetic condition that would take his limb. So his dad came up with an idea, tying a rope to the handle so he could hook his arm and pull it open. Now, he not only opens the door, but also fastens his seatbelt all by himself. This little boy couldn't open the car door on his own because of a rare genetic condition that would take his limb. This little girl couldn't hold back her tears when her beloved horse fell gravely to be put down. Honoring his memory, he took a piece from his mane and tail. She prepared one last meal with all his favorite foods and took him for their final walk together. Then, as her horse drifted into eternal sleep, he left behind a bond of love and memories she would always remember. This little girl couldn't hold back her tears when her beloved horse fell gravely ill and had the 98-year-old grandma walked as fast as she could, while the 104-year-old grandma gave it her all too. And when the 98-year-old crossed the finish line, everyone, including the other grandma, cheered and clapped for her. This family decided to have a fun. This family decided to have a fun race between their two grandmothers. The 98-year-old grandma walked as fast as she could, while the 104-year-old grandma gave it her all too. And when the 98-year-old crossed the finish line, everyone, including the other grandma, cheered. This family decided to have a fun race between their two grandmothers. The 98-year-old grandma walked as fast as she could, while the 104-year-old grandma gave it her all too. And when the 98-year-old grandma gave it her all too. And when the 98-year-old crossed the finish line, everyone, including the other grandma, cheered and clapped. This family decided to have a fun race between their two grandmas. The 98-year-old grandma walked as fast as she could, while the 104-year-old grandma gave it her all too. And when the 98-year-old crossed the finish line, everyone, including the other grandma, cheered and clapped. This family decided to have a fun race between their two grandmas. The 98-year-old grandma walked as fast as she could, while the 104-year-old grandma gave it her all too. And when the 98-year-old crossed the finish line, everyone, including the other grandma, cheered and clapped. This family decided to have a fun race between their two grandmas. The 98-year-old grandma walked as fast as she could, while the 104-year-old grandma gave it her all too. And when the 98-year-old crossed the finish line, everyone, including the other grandma, cheered and clapped. This family decided to have a fun race between their two grandmas. The 98-year-old grandma walked as fast as she could, while the 104-year-old grandma gave it her all too. And when the 98-year-old crossed the finish line, everyone, including the other grandma, cheered and clapped. This family decided to have a fun race between their two grandmas. The 98-year-old grandma walked as fast as she could, while the 104-year-old grandma gave it her all too. And when the
No.
98-year-old crossed the finish line, everyone, including the other grandma, cheered and clapped. This family decided to have a fun race between their two grandmas. The 98-year-old grandma walked as fast as she could, while the 104-year-old grandma gave it her all too. And when the 98-year-old crossed the finish line, everyone, including the other grandma, cheered and clapped. This dad always said he hated animals and never wanted a pet, but when his son brought home a tiny kitten, the kitten followed him everywhere. Hoping for a break, the dad even placed him on a floaty in the middle of the pool. But the cat didn't give up and bravely swam to him, giving him no option but to love him now. This dad always said he hated animals and never especially one little girl who was celebrating her birthday that day, but still cried because she didn't want to leave her favorite teacher. If you think she's a truly kind teacher, subscribe. This girl once promised her dad that she would honor him with a bouquet on her wedding day, but he had sadly passed away due to illness before he could see her wedding. But she never forgot her promise. On her special day, she carried the bouquet to his breast, kissed his remembering her father. It was her way of keeping her promise and making sure her father was proud of her special day. This girl once promised her dad that she would honor him with a bouquet. This girl flew in from another country just to surprise her best friend at her graduation. And when she gets to her and taps her shoulder, the whole family can't believe their eyes and all get shocked in excitement, with the girls then hugging in the most genuine way. This girl flew in from another country this girl was searching for her new sorority recruit, but couldn't seem to spot her anywhere. So she started waving her card around, hoping it would help. And when the girl next to her sees the card, she has the cutest reaction, because it turns out they're right next to each other the whole time. This girl was searching for her new sorority recruit, but couldn't seem to spot her anywhere. So she started waving her card around, hoping it would help. And when the girl next to her sees the card, she has the cutest reaction, because it turns out they're right next to each other the whole time. This girl was searching for her fan was at her favorite singer Jessie Murph's show with her prosthetic leg. When she asked for an autograph and handed it to her, Jessie didn't hesitate for a second and signed it right away. To make the moment even more special, she pulled her in for the warmest hug.
No, I'm not letting her in.
Her favorite singer Jessie Murph's show with her prosthetic leg. When she asked for an autograph and handed it to her, Jessie didn't hesitate for a second and signed it right away. To make the moment even more special, she pulled her in for the warmest hug. This man was after her dad had a stroke. He was bedbound and couldn't leave his room. But when prom night came, he refused to miss such an important moment for his daughter. So he got out and made sure he was there for her on her most important day. After her dad had a stroke, he was bedbound and couldn't leave his room. But when prom night came, he refused to miss such an important moment for his daughter. So he got out and made sure he was there for her on her most important day. After her dad had a stroke,
My dog Xander loves me, but
This boy with autism was very nervous during his haircut, tensing up every time the clippers touched him. Seeing how uncomfortable he was, the barber quickly came up with an idea. He gave him a box of toys to pick from, and as soon as the boy started playing, he slowly relaxed. By the end, he was even smiling. A small but powerful moment he'll always remember. came up. His dad took his little daughter with him to a high school, and when they arrived, all the students started smiling and calling her over for a hug. But the little girl looked so confused, not understanding why everyone was wearing the same outfit. His dad took his little daughter with him to a. This girl was searching for her dad, scanning every section, hoping he might be there. But sadly, she couldn't make it. And when she finally found her older sister, she started raising her. Knowing that she's the one who's always been there, no matter what. This guy was eating at the restaurant where his sister works, and when the waitress brought out his ice necklace, he started in disbelief, but he couldn't say a word. This made his favorite family was meeting her fans backstage before her show, and when one fan told her he couldn't get a ticket to see her without a visit, she went straight to her. Slowly went out for what she thought was just a normal week, but as soon as she stepped out of the car, an entire audience started following her. She couldn't stop laughing, covering her face in disbelief as they followed her every step. This head right on her heels, treating her like their new leader. This girl went out for what she
Come on.
this silver had just come back from the village to see his baby in arms. But as part of tradition, he couldn't move until a family member or friend touched him. So his wife gently took her back from his
Dang
hand and placed it on his arm.
it.
He was able to hug his wife and hold his baby again. The soldier had just come back from the military and couldn't see his baby anymore. But as part of tradition, he couldn't move until a family member or friend touched him. So his wife gently took the baby from his hand and placed it on his arm. And finally, after all that time and effort, he was able to hug his wife and hold his baby again. And his boy saw the parents. His little girl's tears, so the loud whistles didn't scare her. Instead of watching the fireworks himself, he kept his eyes on her, making sure she felt safe and protected the whole time. A beautiful example of sibling love. This video went viral when a girl surprised her best friend after being apart for 10 months while studying abroad. She found out which restaurant her friend was at and went straight there. One of their friends even snapped a picture showing her standing right behind, and at first the girl didn't understand why. But the moment she saw the picture, she immediately stood up and gave her best friend the biggest hug. She couldn't believe her eyes and hugged her again just to make sure it wasn't a dream. True friendship at its finest. This little girl was so excited, waiting for her grandparents to arrive. And the moment she saw them, she ran straight into her grandma's arms for a big
What
hug.
the heck is that noise?
Just how much she had missed her, truly showing that grandparents really are the best. This little girl was so excited.
No way, I just don't think it's a good There's a chocolate.
Surprised her granddaughter by taking her to Disney on ice after she had been dreaming of going there. The moment she realized, she turned around and gave him the biggest hug, so grateful for the surprise. Later, he said that seeing her happy always makes his day. Truly, a beautiful memory they'll cherish forever. This video after the whole road got flooded with water. This elderly grandma was struggling to cross safely. Seeing this, a nearby truck driver decided to help by reversing his car to block the water and create a pathway. Another man who was with the driver held her hand and carefully guided her across so she could reach her car. A simple act of kindness that made them true heroes. After the whole road got flooded with water, this elderly grandma was struggling to cross safely. Seeing this, a nearby truck driver decided to help by reversing his truck to block the the water and create a path for her. Another man who was with the driver held her hand and carefully guided her across so she could reach her car. A simple act of kindness that made them true heroes. This family wanted to make their daughter's 18th birthday unforgettable. Even though they couldn't afford expensive gifts, they put their hearts into something even more special. They gathered old photos and belongings from her childhood, bringing back memories that made her smile and even tear up. Realizing these memories were far more priceless than anything they could buy. This family wanted to make their daughter's 18th when this man was waiting for her ride. He was too small to ride alone and had no one to go with. Without hesitation, he offered to ride with her. She was so happy and excited, but sadly, during the ride, when this man was waiting for a ride with his wife,
Oh wow, we're so sad about her hat. Yeah, we don't care about your house, but your hat. Wow, we don't care about your hat.
After this baby was sadly born with a severe neurological condition, doctors told her that she wouldn't be like other kids. They said she would never walk or talk, and even told her mom not to imagine things like her wedding day or riding a bike. But years later, here she is, walking and talking just like any other kid, proving the doctors wrong and showing everyone that there's always hope in the dark. After this baby was sadly born with a severe neurological condition, doctors told her mom that she wouldn't be like other kids. They said
What
she
is
would
this
never
pose,
talk,
bro?
and even told her mom not to imagine things like her wedding day or riding a bike. But years later, here she is walking. This little boy had just turned 4, but sadly, none of his friends could make it to his birthday party. Still, he wanted to celebrate in his own way. When the garbage truck drivers came by, just like they did every day, he set up a small table in the driveway with snacks and food to share with them. They happily joined in, making his birthday extra special, a moment he'll always remember. This little boy had... This 96-year-old grandpa got the surprise of a lifetime when his grandchildren took him back to his hometown for one last visit. They went to the schools he attended as a kid and walked through his old neighborhood as he shared stories from his childhood. At the end of the trip, they visited his parents' graves, and before leaving, his granddaughter had one more surprise. She told him she was engaged. His overjoyed, making it an unforgettable trip filled with love, memories, and faith. When this dad got out of prison after 11 years, he went straight to the restaurant where his son was eating and quietly sat beside him. At first, the son kept staring, thinking the man looked familiar. But when he finally realized it was his dad, he broke down in tears, overwhelmed with emotion and happiness to finally have him back home. When this dad got out of prison after 11 years, he went straight to the restaurant where...
We know my obsession with Dunkin' Refreshers, so of course.
This dog absolutely loves his Monsters, Inc. toy, and for the very first time, he got to watch the actual movie. The moment it came on, he couldn't take his eyes off the
I just want to
screen.
see.
This teacher created a special time machine
They have it.
for kindergarten class, and as the kids walked
Yes.
through it, one by one, high school seniors came out on the other side to show them how to play the game. looked like a real princess. It was this little girl's birthday, and she wanted to look just like a princess. So, her mom bought her a beautiful dress. As her mom helped her put on each part of the outfit, the dress kept looking more and more stunning. Finally, when her mom gave her flowers to hold and placed a crown on her head, she truly looked like a real princess. This woman, who served in the military, finally came back home after 5 long months away. The moment her mom saw her, she sprinted straight into her arms, holding her tight. Her little brother was right there too, running up with excitement to welcome her back. Soon after, her dad and little sisters joined in, wrapping her in hugs. So happy to have her home. This woman, who served in the military, finally came back home after 5.
With Prime Big Deal Days coming up.
This family had a dog who sadly passed away, and when they had a ceremony for her memory, their other dog seemed very sad, sitting quietly and going up to her picture a few times, as if he understood she was gone. This family had a dog who sadly passed away,
What the heck?
and when they had a ceremony for her dad's cancer, she carried the heartbreak of knowing he would never get to meet her baby girl. But her father's best friend stepped in without hesitation, becoming like a grandpa to the little one. He's always there with love, support, and presence, keeping her testimony alive through the way he shows up for her every single day. On her dad's side, he died from cancer. She carried the heartbreak of knowing he would never get to meet her baby girl. But her father's best friend stepped in without hesitation, becoming like a grandpa to the little one. He's always there with love, support, and presence, keeping her dad's memory alive through the way he shows up for her every single day. When her dad sadly passed away from cancer, she carried the heartbreak of knowing he would never get to meet her baby girl. Realizing they were both pregnant at the same time, they were overjoyed knowing their children would grow up together. When she went to visit her pregnant sister in Jersey, she did tell the mother these students wanted to do something for their favorite teacher. Before she retired, they asked her to place her hands on the table of her child's eyes, holding their hands as they gently stacked little gifts into her palms one by one. And when she opened her eyes, she cried out of happiness, feeling so loved and appreciated by these students. These students wanted to do something unforgettable for their favorite teacher.
What? Have you earned it? No.
This sucks. I just realized something. Very important. What is that thing? Section.
What?
This boy, who is blind, was nervous about going to the trampoline park, but his little sister stepped right in to help. She held his hand and told him to just follow her voice as she guided him through every step. To her, he isn't defined by his diagnosis. He's simply her big brother. This boy, who is blind, was nervous about going to the trampoline park, but his little sister stepped right in to help. This woman dressed up as a waitress to surprise her family after being apart for 4 years. When she finally walked through the hall, her mom
Fun.
recognized her just by looking her in the eyes and welcoming her back to help her, and she never let go of her mom's hand. Incredibly moved, this family will always remember. This woman dressed up as a waitress to surprise her family after being apart for 4 years. When she finished with her picture in the hall, her mom instantly connected with her.
Oh.
got to celebrate Christmas for the very first time. So the little every gift they unwrapped, their faces lit up with smiles and laughter, so happy and excited because they had never felt this much love before. These two adopted twins got to celebrate Christmas for the very first time. They were surrounded by love, joy, and plenty of presents. With every gift they unwrapped, their faces lit up with smiles and laughter, so this girl and her little sister lost their dad. The daddy-daughter dance fiance's day and asked if he could be with her. She even wore their dad's overjoyed to have someone so special by her side for that unforgettable night. This girl and her little sister lost their dad 3 years ago, and the little one had a daddy-daughter dance at school. She Tell my wife I love her. When this 99-year-old veteran visited the grave of his friend who had fought alongside him, when her best friend sadly passed away, the only thing she wanted for Christmas was something to remember him by. And when she opened her gift, she thought it was just a regular necklace. But when her mom told her to look inside, she saw a picture of him. She immediately broke down in tears, showing how much she misses him and how deeply he must have meant to her. When her best friend sadly
3 years ago, I made a decision that she
his sister hadn't seen him in over 4 months. She knew he was supposed to come home soon, but a few days before, he called and told her he couldn't make it because he wanted to surprise her. And the way she ran and jumped into his arms showed just how much she had missed him for the past 4 months. When this man joined them, when these guys noticed a 70-year-old man walking around town selling ice creams, they decided to buy every single one so he could finally go home and rest. And because it was Father's Day, they started a GoFundMe to help him retire. To everyone's surprise, it raised over $65,000. They decided to buy every single one so he could finally go home and rest. And because it was Father's Day, they started a GoFundMe to help him retire. To everyone's surprise, it raised over $65,000. An unbelievable moment he truly deserves. When these guys noticed a 70-year-old This mom had always dreamed of graduating. When his son sadly passed away, he started placing a cardboard cutout on a chair in the driveway, just so he could still feel close. He'd sit there talking about baseball and life like they used to, laughing at old memories, and other times just sitting in silence, missing his best friend every single day. When his son sadly passed away, he started placing a cardboard cutout. Her best friend sadly passed away just before graduation. She was devastated that they couldn't share the moment they had always dreamed of. But on the big day, she made a cardboard cutout, dressed it in a cap and gown, and stood proudly by her side, just like they planned. A beautiful way to honor her memory and make sure her dreams still came true. When her best friend sadly passed away just before graduation, she was devastated that they couldn't share the moment they had always dreamed of. But on the big day, this guy gave his grandpa a grill set. He thought it was just a normal gift and smiled politely. But then he noticed something engraved on the spatula. Since his grandson was about to get married, it was his way of asking his grandpa to be part of the wedding. So he engraved the spatula with the words, "Will you be my best man?" When this guy gave his grandpa a grill set, he thought it was just a normal gift and smiled politely. But then he noticed something engraved on the spatula. Since his grandson was about to get married, it was his way. When their teammate sadly passed away, the soccer team wanted to.
Oh, I did not realize I was
Before his
recording.
funeral, they lined up on the field and passed the ball from player to player until it reached his coffin. What made it even more emotional was that it all happened on the same field where he had played as a little boy, running, scoring, and dreaming. A beautiful farewell to a friend they'll never forget. When their teammate sadly passed away, the soccer team wanted to honor him. These parents rushed into the hospital after hearing their daughter had just given birth. Her mom immediately went straight to see the newborn, thrilled to finally become a grandmother. But her dad stopped for a moment, making sure his daughter was okay first, and gave her a hug. An incredible moment for this family. These parents rushed into the hospital. This mom finally bought a house after living in a small apartment.
Did they remove the sleeping bag?
It was really theirs. She had secretly placed all his favorite
No.
toys
Oh,
on a shelf
thank
to
goodness.
surprise him. And when she showed him the rest of the house, his favorite thing was probably this one. When this mom finally bought a house, this boy with Down syndrome was so excited to go to prom with the girl who said yes to him. On the way, he opened the car door like a true gentleman, smiling from ear to ear the whole time. And once they got to the dance, he lit up the room, pulling off a one-handed cartwheel, and even showing everyone his moonwalk. A magical night he'll carry with him forever. This boy with Down syndrome.
My daughter is so excited to go to Target. I wonder why. I have a feeling this is the reason. Okay, Holly is coming home with us. My daughter is so excited.
This U.S. soldier in Afghanistan noticed some local kids dancing on the street, so he went over and joined them, teaching them the Soldier Boy crank that dance. The kids were loving it, laughing and trying the moves with him. An awesome moment these boys will always remember. This U.S. soldier, this little boy rushed to the hospital to meet his new baby sister for the very first time. And when his dad showed him the baby, he couldn't stop smiling, just happy to finally become a big brother. This little boy rushed to the...
What's the right age?
This man saw a boy selling cookies on the street. He immediately stopped to buy some because when he was that age, nobody ever stopped to buy from him, and it always made him sad. He didn't want this boy to feel the same way. So he gave him $22 for just a couple of cookies. You can see how happy it made him as he ran inside excited to tell his mom what happened. When this man saw a boy selling cookies on the street, he immediately stopped to buy some because when he was that age, nobody ever stopped to buy from him, and it always made him sad. He didn't want this boy to feel the same way. So he gave him $22 for just a couple of cookies. And you can see how happy it made him as he ran inside excitedly to tell his mom what happened. When this man saw a boy at their wedding reception, the bride surprised everyone by changing into her grandma's 60-year-old wedding dress. And while she was dancing with her grandma was singing overcome with emotion, she got up and joined him on the dance floor. Making him love
You can see him up here.
His book has nearly 10,000 reviews on Amazon, and this was the moment he sat down to read some of the comments people had left for him. He got so emotional. An incredible example of how social media can make someone's dreams come true. This guy had been working on his book for over 14 years. When he finally published it, he wasn't sure if anyone would even read it.
So fun. I wish it was like an actual name down there. Unpause when we get there. Oh, I forgot to unpause when we got there. Jack's mom.
Okay, I am gonna go next time.
Okay.
Even the playing field here? Alright.
Where are we